He explained to me that he encountered the dodo at the exhibit at the Natural History Museum in New York, I believe around early 70s, and was completely taken by the character. He explained that he searched and searched for pictures and illustrations of the dodo, and I know that it's a recurring character for him. Speaking of the dodo, I think for me, he's exploring that concept of self-portraiture.
These are pretty early dodos, very early actually. I think these were maybe 76. When I first started seeing them at the Museum of Natural History in New York, and I still hadn't, I was experimenting with the way that I wanted to portray them. That's more dodos. Got a bulb on the end of their nose. There's two looking up, another one coming up at a hole in the ground. Well, it's true, I've been sort of obsessed and fascinated by the dodo for many, many years. I mean, the name, it means stupid in Dutch, I think, and then in Portuguese it means something like big bottom. But I always felt like, well, why are you, they're just a friendly bird. I mean, why should they be synonymous with stupid because they're friendly, and it has that kind of a draw for me. There's a lot of speculation, which intrigues me, what the dodo actually looked like. So it's very free because there's really no, set thing. There are some skeletons and things like that, so you don't really know exactly. There was a guy named Roland Savory who did a lot of paintings, used the image of the dodo a lot, and that image itself is probably the one that's most copied. They're sort of a funny-looking animal, and from all the descriptions, they're sort of bizarre. They were so heavy that they waddled, and so they had a comical kind of look about them. Their necks didn't seem to really support their heads, which had an enormous beak, and then they had tiny little wings that... So everything about them was sort of funny in those aspects of, beauty or something like that. But I find them as a very handsome sort of animal and admirable. Built a piece called the Dodo Museum, which is an actual sort of homage of the history of the dodo. And it's a little building that's covered in feathers, and on the inside is a skeleton of a dodo that goes up through 2 floors. And on the walls, I've taken unicorn tapestries, but replacing the unicorn with a dodo, but also telling the story about it being discovered by European sailors and then being destroyed by animals that were left on the island.
I also feel like the dodo being extinct, David is the type of artist that is almost extinct because I have never encountered anyone like him. And I don't think even any other artist that can even come close to what he does, in my opinion.